Welcome to the live stream, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by tonight. We're going to be doing 5 minutes of Reiki, followed by questions, help with affirmations, tarot readings and mentoring, that type of thing. But first, we're going to start with the Reiki. And for those of you who don't know what Reiki is good for, it can be used for medical situations, for mental and emotional situations, relationship situations, financial situations. Seems like I'm missing something there. Anyway, Reiki is good for a lot of things, and I am setting the intention that it will help you with whatever is for your highest and best good today. And so we're going to do 5 minutes of Reiki, and then after that, we'll switch gears over into tarot reading and mentoring and that kind of good stuff. So let me go ahead and get the Reiki started. Hello there, Ms. Diane. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for that thumbs up. I appreciate it. We are just starting the Reiki at 51 after the hour. Well, 52 after the hour. So we'll finish it up at 57 after. If you guys are hearing background noise, the little boy upstairs is playing. There is somebody watching him. He's not by himself. And he likes to imitate sounds that he hears on little shows. So it's not uncommon to hear him just let out a leg-curdling scream where you think he's being killed sometimes. And then when you ask his mom, she's like, oh, he's imitating da-da-da from this movie. I'm like, oh, okay. Happy to see you too, Miss Shannon. So glad that you're liking your new job. Whoop, whoop. So guys, just like I was saying earlier, whenever you're hearing shouting from upstairs, it is not any kind of spirits in my house trying to do anything crazy. It's a little boy and his version of playing. You guys are pulling a lot of Reiki energy tonight. We've got especially that base chakra. We've got feet. We've got legs. We've got the whole torso area, but especially the heart chakra. So base chakra has to do with things that make us feel secure, whether it's relationships or material goods. Feet has to do with finding our direction or our purpose, whether it's our purpose for the day or our purpose in life in general. Heart chakra has to do with recovering from any type of emotional trauma. And the rest of the torso can be very much medical digestion type stuff, but otherwise it would be things that have to do with you expressing yourself, in the world, and or things having to do with how you perceive things in the world. So a lot of energy happening. We like it. That means people are receptive. We like it when people are receptive. 3 more minutes left of Reiki. Thank you for the other thumbs up. We'll see how many people show up. This should be interesting on a Sunday night. 9:54 Eastern time, 7:54 my time. We'll see what happens. We shall see what happens. Man, some people are Reiki sponges. I noticed that especially after the first time somebody has Reiki, they become very sponge-like. Sometimes the first time, people will not be so much. They'll be a little bit wary and unsure, and so they'll resist it a little bit. But usually after they see the results of the first time, even with them resisting a little bit, then the next time that resistance is gone. Hello there, Nikki. Welcome. We're still doing Reiki. We've got about 2 more minutes left on the Reiki. How are you tonight? A lot of people who know how to do Reiki and who have seen the results that Reiki has on other people, we sponge. We're sponges big time. If another Reiki person tried to give us Reiki, they would think we had like a terminal illness because we suck up so much energy. I am so glad to hear that you're good. I'm fantastic, thank you. Elena Lewis, hello, hello. Starting to get a crowd in the room. Thank you for the thumbs ups, guys. I appreciate that. Guys, remember to share this video so that I can help other people as well, please. The more I get to help, the happier I am. La da da da. 1 more minute left on the Reiki. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. La da 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 da. All right, let's wrap up the Reiki. I think everybody in here knows how this room works, but if you don't, hit the description box, and that's going to explain how we're going to be running the show from this point forward tonight. Let's see, I need a new piece of scrap paper for a new night. All right. So who wants help with the affirmation? Throw the word affirmation in the chat box. If you want a message from Spirit, put the word Spirit in the chat box. If you have a specific question, just go ahead and throw your specific question right up there in the chat box. And I'm going to take a list of the first 5 people who show up. Shannon, message from Spirit, and Diane. That is so cool. I love it. Okay. Shannon C. Spirit. You're first in line. Second in line is Diane. Another message from Spirit. Okay, guys, what would you like? Throw it up in the chat box. I'm making my list right now. I'm making my shopping list. Lena. What kind of time frame do we want to put on that, Miss Lena? Do we want to know if he's going to do that tonight? Do we want to know if he's going to do that within the next week? Within the next 48 hours? Will John reach out to Lena within, okay, let's say by the end of this month. By the end of this month. La da 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 da. Okay. Nikki, are we gonna be a little psychic peeping Tom here? That's what that looks like. So here's what I'm going to ask you, because I have very specific rules about what I'll look at. So if you ask me to look at something about you, absolutely I can, and I will, unless you ask me when you're going to kick the bucket, then I won't. Or medical stuff I try to stay away from. But when it's not you, I have a pretty specific set of rules about who I'll read for and who I won't, or read about and who I won't. So why don't you tell me which one of these 2 is related to you in any way, and then tell me how they're related to you. And then I will figure out if I think it's going to be a good focus for me to read about that or not. Because I don't want to put bad karma on me or on you. Okay, Miss Nikki? I try not to be the psychic peeping Tom. Try not to peek in other people's windows unless they want me to. I'm just clearing the cards to get ready to do these, guys, while I wait on Nikki. Ms. Nikki. So far, we've just got 3 on the list. I'm still going to be here about 50 more minutes, 49 and a half. I think we'll hit everybody that's here right now. Guys, go ahead and share this video out, please. Here's your ex. You know, that's so funny that that is what you said, because I almost said, and then I thought, no, I'm not going to feed her how I'm going to look at this. But I almost said, is he an ex that's trying to get back together with you that has been with somebody else, and you're just trying to make sure it's on the up and up? And I thought, no, I'm not going to tell her under what conditions I would look at that. All right, let's see. Let me write down your question then. Okay. Okay, so for that, I'm going to have Spirit show me the relationship between Y and, what was the other initial? S. I was thinking it can't be Y and X. That would just be too weird. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's make that the current relationship. Okay. Starting off with Shannon C. Anybody new to the room? If you don't know what's going on here, go ahead and check out the description box, and then you will know. Shannon C. Message from Spirit. La, da, da, da. Today I am using the Light Seers Tarot deck for those of you who are into the tarot and curious about such things. Okay, so for Shannon Christensen, what do we have for our situation? We start off with the 3 of Pentacles and the Page of Swords in reverse. So it looks to me like you're collaborating with somebody on doing some type of research or digging for information. This could be a collaborative stalking. Although I kind of think I would be very surprised if you were doing some stalking, Shannon. You just haven't hit me as that personality. But if it's not collaborative stalking, then we're just talking about doing some kind of research, finding some information, working together with somebody else to do that. That's your situation that Spirit wants to talk to you about. Okay? So here's your advice. Ace of Cups showing up in reverse, followed by the 6 of Wands, followed by the Strength card in reverse. Okay, so Ace of Cups in reverse just tells me that this actually is not something that you like to do. And I'm not sure if it's the looking for information or if it's the collaboration with the other person, but there's something about this that is not your favorite. However, doing this collaboration does actually help you meet your goal, help you hit your target. With the Strength card, I really feel like it also, for some reason, it's also hurting your self-esteem. So that's really interesting that comes up, that comes up on the head of this. It looks to me like whatever you're doing, you're satisfying your goal or your target, but you're not feeling very good about the way that you're actually doing it, or not feeling very good about what you're doing. Other people are appreciating it, but maybe not you so much. Hope that makes sense for you, my dear. That's from Shannon. That doesn't seem so much like advice as much as it seems like heads up. Like this is something Spirit wants you to think about and sort out in your mind. Like, where do you stand with this? All right. Let's do Diane's message from Spirit yet. Gotcha. Well, that makes total sense. I think the redeeming quality there is that you are getting the information that you need. You're learning what you need to learn by doing this. So try to look at the silver lining there. Okay, Diane. That's cool. Diane. Message from Spirit. No way. I am so lucky that I shuffled on the camera. I mean, you guys might not have seen the cards because they're a little low, but I know you heard that shuffling going on. All right. So we only have one repeater, but Diane, what you have here, you're quite welcome. Diane, what you have here is the Three of Pentacles, but it's showing up in reverse, covered by the Three of Wands. Oh, this is interesting. So Diane, you have a situation where you might have been planning on collaborating with somebody, but now you're realizing that you would rather not. Or at least if you're collaborating with them, this is just short term, because long term, you're not going to be collaborating with them. Hello there, Froggy. Check out the description box so you know what's going on in the room, and then jump in and participate, my dear. Glad you're here. Let's see. So, making long-term plans to no longer collaborate with somebody, Diane. That's your situation. Gosh, listen to me. I almost stuttered. Maybe I did stutter. Anyway, that's your situation. Spirit's advice around this situation. Nine of Pentacles showing up in reverse. Judgment showing up in reverse. Seven of Pentacles showing up in reverse. What is this? This is interesting. This is definitely giving you a heads up or a warning about something, Diane, that you might want to re-strategize something here. Because my first card, that Nine of Pentacles in reverse, tells me that either you're missing somebody or else you're wishing you had more finances. And so this could be that, you know, when you're not collaborating with somebody, you might really feel like, oh my gosh, I could really use that person's help right now. But with the Judgment card in reverse, this is basically saying don't go back to this collaboration. Once you've separated away from it, don't go back to it. That's the advice with that. It's pretty clear cut with the Judgment card in reverse, even though I think you are going to think about it. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. This is, I think, the reason that Spirit's saying don't go back to it is because there's not going to be any kind of payoff if you go back to it. If you go back to that collaboration, then there's no pay there. Where with this, you're going through, basically it looks to me like you're going through growing pains. But Spirit's definitely advising, don't let your growing pains send you back. Don't go backwards. Grow through the growing pains. Okay, Diane? Hope that makes sense for you. Those of you who are new to the room, if you haven't been here before, please check out the description box. Then you'll know what's going on in here, and then feel free to participate as you might. As you will, as you will. Okay, so next up is Elena Lewis, and after Elena Lewis, then we're doing for Nikki. Elena Lewis. Will John reach out to Elena by the end of this month? You're quite welcome. Quite welcome. Elena Lewis. Will John reach out to Elena by the end of this month? End of this month. End of this month. Will John reach out to Elena by the end of this month? Blah, bitty, blah, blah. I am not expecting anything soon. I think there's a good possibility, the way the energy's sitting right now, that he could reach out to you like on February 28th at 11 o'clock at night. But I'm not expecting a lot very soon. Okay? And even when he reaches out to you, he's still a little bit suspect whenever I look at his cards. Okay? So here's why. Start off with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. My Knight of Pentacles in reverse is my person that says, I don't want to put any more energy or effort into this relationship when I'm looking at a relationship spread. So he's no longer investing. Okay? Now, Eight of Wands also in reverse. Not only is he no longer investing in the relationship, he's also no longer communicating with you unless he absolutely has to. You know, if you work together or if you're co-parenting, then yeah, he might talk to you about stuff like that. But other than that, nope. Nope. Other than anything that's necessary, he's not going to be. In the middle of the month, right around Valentine's Day, basically, we do see him kind of thinking, well, you know, I could. But I really don't think he does around Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, he's got options between people he could reach out to, basically, with that Two of Wands. All right? But I don't see him doing it then, because my next card following that is the Ten of Wands in reverse. Ten of Wands in reverse is basically saying, I don't want to have any responsibilities to Elena. Okay? So let's say that he chooses options, and you're one of the options. You're the option that he chooses for right around Valentine's Day. Then with this coming right after, that's saying that maybe you guys are coupling up really quickly then, and then he's getting right back out of it almost as quick as he should back up. Okay? We don't like that. So either he's not communicating at that point, or he is, and then you guys are calling it quits again real quick after that point, like in a week or less. Okay? Probably less. Now, the reason I think that you might get communication at that very end of the month, like at 11 o'clock at night on the 28th, is we do have our Page of Cups, and here we have pigs flying, or at least one pig flying. Okay? So, even though we have him showing up then, I'm already not liking his energy. He's too wishy-washy. He's got other options. You know, it's not like he's coming back and saying, you're the one. He's coming back because he can. You know, and if you're all up for the casual relationships, that's, you know, then he's ideal. But if you're hoping for something more long-term with him, he's pretty suspect for that. Okay? Yes, we don't like wishy-washy. That's enough to drive a girl crazy. Or a guy, if, you know, doesn't matter. All right, so Nikki's up next. Hello there, Sheena. You're quite welcome. Just soak it all up, baby. I'm very careful about my energy when I go out in public. You're quite welcome, Miss Lena. Okay, next up is Nikki. Then after that, I don't have anybody on the list. And I'm still going to be here 37 more minutes, so we need more people on the list. I had a fantastic day. I got me a new office chair because I've been sitting on a little task chair, which has about this much padding. And yes, my bootay has some padding, but not enough. So I got a new one. I have to put it together later on. I'm considering that a great day. Okay. What is the current relationship between Mr. Y and Ms. S? Froggy, you're next on the list, my dear. Did you tell Sarah I'm here? You have a question? Well, if you have a question, just put it right up there in chat. You don't have to tell me you've got a question. Just put it in chat. I like it when people tell me that they have an affirmation, because then I know I have to kind of switch gears a little bit. But if you've got a specific question, just throw it out there. La da 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 da. La da da da. Oh, you have tons. Oh, well, I'm only going to answer one because I do want to help as many people as possible. So pick your most important one and throw it out there. And actually, if you have tons, you probably should order a private reading with me so we can cover tons of questions. La, da, da, da. Show me the current relationship between Mr. Y and Ms. S for Nikki, please. Oh, gotcha. Die Hard Hexagon. That's an interesting name. I like your symbol. One card is not going to help you understand that urge and give you a time frame, Die Hard. What is the most important thing that you would like to know about that? Okay, Nikki, relationship between Y and S. Show me what Ms. Nikki needs to know. We're going to put Y on the left, S on the right. He did break up with her. All right, let's look at the relationship in the middle. It looks like things were kind of rocky with them already. It looks to me like he gave her some type of chance to redeem herself, and then he ended up breaking up with her anyway. And honestly, I think he feels really good about the idea that he did it. As far as she's feeling pretty broken, depressed, and she is trying to, actually, let me clarify if she's trying to throw herself into work or if she's trying to get him to help her work it out. Yeah, she's basically trying to throw herself into work. So he broke it off with her. She's not very thrilled about it. She's just trying to focus on work. He's feeling great about it, though. Definitely, we've got a couple of single people here with the Nine of Pentacles. I don't think it's going too well with that Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And we've got a Page of Swords in reverse. I want to see who's spying on who here. Let's see who's spying on who. Yeah, she's spying on him. She's stalking him. So I don't think you've seen or heard the last from her. I think she's going to be trying to win him over. I think he's feeling really good that it's over. That's where he is right now, at least. You feel sorry for her? Why is he a jackass? Exes always know the scoop, man. If you want to know how your guy really is, ask the ex. All right, let's see. Who's up next? Froggy with a message from Spirit is up next. Let's see. Man, I don't know. I don't like to get into any Jerry Springer shit. That interferes with our peace. And if you do what I do, you know that having peace in our lives is of the utmost importance, because otherwise we're not profitable. If we don't have peace in our lives, the profit goes straight out the door. I haven't looked at cards yet, but I would tell you that you can't afford to be messing around with this guy, like literally. And that's just on the money aspect. But emotionally, it's the same thing. That's going to take its toll. Welcome to those of you who are new in the room here. Please check out the description box below, and then you'll see what's going on in here. Okay, so let's see. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. What kind of time frame do we want to put this in, Die Hard? Because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask if you're going to move to another state, and then I'm going to make part of that question be by or within the next 5 years, 1 year, 2 months, whatever it is that you want to know. So let's put a time frame on there, Die Hard. And you're going to be after Froggy. Unless someone wants to skip to the front of the line, but for right now, you're after Froggy. You're quite welcome, Ms. Nikki. Yeah, she says he's an asshole. Yep, I've been through that, Sheena. I had what I felt like was a really strong connection with somebody. Actually, back then is when I believed people when they talked about twin flames. I thought he was my twin flame, and it was really intense, and it was really rocky, and it was really a roller coaster. And I stayed with him off and on for 4 years, but man, I lost so much good work time just from being depressed and laying on the couch because he was acting like a cray-cray person, and I was letting that make me act like a cray-cray person. I should have broke up with him like probably 3 years and 10 months before I did. La da 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 da. Froggy message from Spirit. Within 1.5 years. Okay. Within 18 months. Okay. Froggy message from Spirit is up next. After that, we've got Die Hard. Ba-da-da. Sheena, you've been hanging out with me long enough. You know I want a time frame on that. Is love entering soon? Does that mean in the next 2 seconds, the next 2 minutes, the next 2 years, the next 2 days, the next 2 weeks, the next 2 decades? What are we talking here, honey bunny? The next 2 scores? Yeah, so you can relate, huh, Sheena? Or I mean, Shannon. La da 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 da. It certainly does. We can't let people block our blessings. Okay, a message from Spirit for Froggy. Eek, 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 eek. Not really thrilled about your cards. Okay, Froggy. 6 of Swords showing up first off for your situation, covered by another 6 of Pentacles in reverse. This tells me a couple of things. First of all, 6 are about home and domesticity. So this has to do with the home life, and it looks to me like you're trying to find more peace and less chaos, but you're the one putting in all the energy into trying to find that peace and chaos. Other people, maybe they're more invested in the chaos. Okay? All right, now, best advice around this situation, Miss Froggy. Those of you who are new to the room, please check out the description box, and then you'll know how to ask me for whatever help it is that you want. So your best advice shows up as the Devil. Strength. 2 of Wands in reverse. This is funny how this is coming to me this time. So Kathy. It's time for you to do some things that make you feel like a bitch. Okay? I know you're not used to doing that kind of stuff, but it is time. It is time. It is time to scare some peace into your manifestation, if you know what I mean. So what this is reminding me of, it's going to turn real quick into story time here. What this is reminding me of is I had a guy that I was seeing for a while, and he lived across the yard from me over next door. And he would come over to my place and borrow the washer and dryer. And most of the time we got along fairly well, but there would just be every once in a while. And he finally did something that was just like the cherry on the top of the cake for me. And I just didn't want to see him for a while because I knew I was so mad that if I saw him, I was going to say some stuff that I don't normally say to people. And so I sent him a text message because he had laundry in the dryer. And I said, you know what, I'll just bring the laundry over in a couple of days. But right now I just need a break from you. So I no more than got that text message sent. And then guess who's over knocking on my back door? And so I let him in. And I went and I stood in the bedroom. Stayed away from the laundry room because I didn't want to lose my stuff, you know. So Ended up, he took his laundry out of the dryer and did not like leave my house ASAP because I needed a break from him. He took his stuff out of the dryer and then he plopped it down on my ottoman and began to fold clothes in my living room like nothing was happening and everything was fine. I lost my stuff. I came in the living room when I saw that and I said, how dare you? You know I want a break from you. And you have your ass sat on my couch like it belongs there? You think you need to spend the time folding clothes right here? You normally never fold your clothes to start with, and now you're going to sit down in my house and fold your clothes? Get the fuck out. I mean, I lost it. This is what this reminds me of. I felt like a total B word afterwards, but in retrospect, it was exactly what needed to happen at that moment. Because somebody, there was no respect there. I feel like you've got a situation where nobody is respecting your need for peace and calm. And so now it's time to insist on that need for peace and calm, and it may not look so pretty. Okay? And the Two of Wands in reverse says this person has given you no choice, really. They're not listening to you any other way. Now it's time to become very strongly the devil, with the devil and that strength card together. Hope that makes sense for you. Okay, so that was Froggy. You ended it today, Shannon? Wow. That's crazy timing that I would be talking about that now and that was today. Good for you. Congratulations. They do take way too much peace. Let's see. That was not for you, actually. Oh, okay. So now that we've got a time frame, let me write down Miss Sheena's question. Is love coming in for Sheena within the next 2 months? All right. Okay, so up next, though, is Die Hard. So Die Hard, it's your turn. Thank you for the verification, Froggy. I appreciate that. Well, here's the thing, Sheena. But that statement of only love and be loyal to someone to the depth that they love themselves, that's not really true. You can love someone and be loyal to them to the depth that you love yourself. So if you love yourself very deeply, you can love somebody and be very loyal to somebody very deeply. But on the other hand, if they don't love themselves very much, they're not going to be very loyal to you. And they're not going to give you very much love in return. See what I'm saying? It's not about them. How much we can love somebody is not about them. It's about us. How much they receive, that's about them. How much we receive, that's about us. You're quite welcome, Froggy. Miss Sheena, is there love coming in? No, wait. Die Hard is first. Die Hard. Will Die Hard be moving within the next 18 months? I haven't seen Die Hard in the chat for a minute. I hope Die Hard's still here. Will Die Hard be moving within the next 18 months? Let's find out. That's a big negatory, Smokey Bear. Not happening, not happening. And I think part of the reason that it's not happening is you're going to end up changing your mind and deciding that you don't want to. Don't want to. All right. Next up is Sheena. Exactly. We could give it, but they wouldn't accept it. La da 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 da. Is there love coming into Sheena's life romantic style within the next 2 months from today? You're quite welcome, quite welcome. Thank you for being here. Everybody, please remember to share this video with others so that I can be helpful to other people as well. Thank you for all the thumbs ups. I appreciate all the interactions. And guys, I do offer private readings too. My website's in the description box. If you want a private reading, you can check out how that works. I do 1 question or 2 question recorded readings, or I do live readings in increments of 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or 60 minutes. And if you think I do good here, you should see me in private. I'll knock your socks off. I'm not the cheapest reader around, I'll tell you that much though. There's a reason for that. You get what you pay for. Okay, so Sheena Marie, love coming in within the next 2 months. Yeah, big time. Let's look at what comes up here. First of all, Sheena. 10 of Swords showing up in reverse. This is my "It Ain't Over, Baby" card. It ain't over yet. Your ex is not completely out of the picture. This tells me a little bit about where you are in your headspace. Okay. It's important to remember what this person has cost you before as you're considering what you want to do moving forward. But you're definitely going to hear from them again. It's going to be up to you whether you actually get together with this person or not. You know what it's cost you. Okay. 7 of Cups, you're going to have some options. It's not going to be just your ex that's around before very long. Give it 2.5 weeks. You'll have other options as well. I do see you dating with this Knight of Cups. I see you going out on dates, getting to know people, learning about them. Maybe even doing the wild thing. Maybe not. Kind of depends on your deal. That can be for the Knight of Cups card, though. 8 of Pentacles in reverse. I don't think anything's really working out. Not with that card coming up. I think that you're realizing pretty quick after the first or second date that you're just like, yeah, this guy's not my speed. Or this girl, whatever your trip is, you know. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune showing up. Things are changing. This Wheel of Fortune is a lot different than the Wheel of Fortunes in other tarot decks, okay? Look how she's standing on top of those. Basically, it looks like casino chips, balancing with dark and light, all on her own. I think by the end of 2 months, you have figured out how to be happy being single, and you're pretty much enjoying it. And it's going to take somebody pretty special to come and knock you off of those chips. You're going to be doing well. La da 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 da. La da da da. Are you happily single? Because this, to me, says happily single. You've got that nice balance. Everything is flowing. Everything's flowing in your life. actually to bring in another person and try to balance on top of that chip with you would be very difficult. It would cut the luck. And that's just for right now, you know. That's not for forever, but for right now, it would cut the luck. Could be both of your exes coming back. You have options, remember? You're not liking either one of the options or any of the options. Could be both of your exes and 3 other people. But somebody's coming back from the past and it ain't over. There's at least one person like that. All right, let's see. I think I've done something for everybody in the room. All right, let's see. Let's do a quick bit of advice for everybody in the room and everybody who watches this video later. This is going to be a quick bit of advice to help with manifesting whatever it is that we have in our mind that we would like to manifest in our lives. Ba-da-da-da-da. Well, that's always the hope, isn't it, Sheena? Ba-da-da-da-da. Manifesting advice for those in the room. This is interesting. What are you trying to say here, Spirit? Okay, I get it. Here we go. So, manifesting advice. 6 of Pentacles. 3 of Swords. Yippee skippy. 5 of Cups. You're quite welcome. So, manifesting advice basically is saying here that we need to keep an even energy exchange whenever we're manifesting, whether we're manifesting a better job, whether we're manifesting a new relationship, whether we're manifesting an improved relationship, whatever it is that we're working on manifesting, whatever we're giving, we need to get a fair return back. So if we're giving to a certain extent emotionally, we need to be recognizing that we're receiving that same extent back emotionally as well. If we are giving a product that is worth a certain amount of money, we need to be making sure that we are charging what that product is actually worth. Maybe I should raise my prices. All right. If we don't do that, here are the results. Kristen, go ahead and read the description box below and then let me know how you would like me to help you. Glad you're here, by the way. Welcome. All right. So if we don't make sure that we are getting an even return for what we're putting out, this leads to heartache and heartbreak and disappointment. So it's important to make sure that we're charging fair prices, that we're not overcharging, that we're not undercharging. If we're overcharging, we have our heartache and our heartbreak because people don't come back. If we're undercharging, we have our heartache and heartbreak because we're working ourselves to the bone and barely making anything. Either way, it has to be a fair and equal exchange that we put out there. La da 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 da. Have you really, Shannon? Well, we're just going to find out right now since I'm not doing any readings for anybody else. This is a good time for me to raise my prices. I've had these same prices since 2012, but I'm also kind of higher end. Wow. Wow. Those cards actually say yes. It is. I'm going to have to think about that because I wasn't planning on it. I really wasn't planning on raising them for like a while until I had to. All right, so I'm going to have to ask the cards more in-depth questions about that later on. That's interesting. I would have never checked the cards if you hadn't said that, Shannon. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Kristen, how would you like me to help you today? I'm only going to be here for 9 more minutes. While I'm waiting for somebody to help, if there's things that we want to chit-chat about, we certainly can. If you guys have questions about just general spiritual stuff, or we could tell ghost stories. Kristen, oh goodness. Die Hard, do you even know what my prices are? Need a reading for help. Are you sure you need a reading? Are you sure you don't need Reiki for the two of them? Let's see. Kristen. Absolutely. Free will can change anything, Christy. Or I mean, Shannon. Excuse me. I'm thinking your last name and saying your, when I should be saying your first name. Honey, you've got the reminder right now. Because now that that's in my brain, I'll probably be putting cards on it later on tonight or tomorrow. You know who's going to have a cow after I get done having my cow? Some of the other readers at the store are going to have a cow. There's people that already don't know how I can charge what I charge. Ah, gotcha. All right, let's see. What would you like to say to Kristen right now about her son off the top of the deck and about her, is that your husband? Yeah, and her husband off the bottom of the deck. Best advice for Kristen regarding her son off the top and her husband off the bottom. Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da. What about the husband? All right, let's see here. Thank you for that encouraging word, Froggy. Okay, so looking at the sun. All right, this is interesting. First card shows up as lovers. So this tells me that you and your son are close. It doesn't say anything about incest. It just means you two are very close. Okay, you guys have a special bond. All right. We've got the Hermit showing up here. And we've got the Six of Wands in reverse. I think what you need to know about your son, other than the fact that Spirit is acknowledging that you guys have a special bond, is that he's going to be spending some time alone because he feels like He's really being hard on himself about this. He feels like this should not have happened, like he should have prevented this from happening. However, it happened. And so he's going to be feeling really hard on himself, and he's going to be spending some time alone. You may want to help him to come to some peace about the idea that we can't always prevent every bad thing. Sometimes things happen. You know, this may be a very good learning experience as far as a deep one for him. Yeah. So this is basically, you know, when we see somebody beating themselves up emotionally, there's only so much receptivity that they have to others around them. But at the same time, we want to be able to encourage them and try to show them a different perspective on the situation so that they can understand that maybe, just maybe, it wasn't all their fault. Okay. All right, now looking at your husband. We have the 5 of Cups in reverse. 3 of Swords in reverse. 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Not exactly sure which way to read that 6 of Pentacles just yet. But the 5 of Cups says, don't hold too much against your husband right now over him not taking care of this. I kind of get a sense that he's feeling like he's under a lot of stress too. Not only over just what happened to your son, but other things as well. So Spirit's basically encouraging you to put it in like modern vernacular, to lighten up, chill out, and give him some space. Okay. With the 3 of Swords in reverse, he is healing up from his own heartache, his own heartbreak. He's healing up from his own emotional stuff. And with the 6 of Pentacles in reverse, I think that once he heals up from that, then he'll actually start taking some action and get this taken care of. But right now, he kind of just needs a little bit of breathing room and space and no pressure. He needs to come to the conclusion himself that he needs to do something about this. And he will. He will. I feel kind of sorry for him because he will for sure. Well, when he's hurting enough, he'll go to the hospital because he's sick. But right now, he's not there. Sounds to me like he's kind of terrified of the hospital. People who say that are terrified that they're going to go to the hospital and die. I've had a few of those people in my family. Maybe he can get himself a doctor's appointment just to see his regular doctor. Might be helpful. That doesn't have the same stigma as going to the emergency room. Oh. And the dog upstairs agrees. Guys, I found like the best piece of obsidian, like bigger than my palm of my hand, yesterday when I was out and about just exploring. I was so happy. And I found it super cheap. I'm going to be sending it to one of my nieces who's having nightmares. A lot of doctors are doing Zoom calls for appointments, which means that it really doesn't matter where you are when you have that Zoom call. You could be in Timbuktu or Pakistan as long as you've got internet. Don't let him give that to you as an excuse to not see the doctor. I've got a really nice collection. Once I get this office totally and completely organized and I've got the curtain down, because right behind me right now is just storage, but once I've got that all moved, and I've got my stones in here, we're also going to not only read cards, but we're also going to read stones during the lives. I'm going to ask y'all if you want to get stoned or if you want a card. Yeah, I know lots of people that are getting Zoom doctor's appointments, and people with some really serious stuff too. La da da da. Okay, guys, looks like I've been here an hour. Nobody's out waiting in the cold. We got everybody covered. They do. They do. I have a lot of fun when I read the stones. I don't actually read them professionally on professional readings, but I do read them like for fun on these little videos where, you know, nobody's really paying me for anything. It's all fun. Then I'll read them in that just for kicks. Yeah, that's what I'll be asking y'all. Who wants to get stoned? All right, guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. It's been an hour. It's time for me to check out of here. Everybody have a fantastic, wonderful, thrilling, peaceful evening and a glorious new week. And I'll see you guys back on the next video. Peace out.